Welcome, everybody. How's everyone doing? Of course, today is Thursday, November 14th, 2024. Uh, I saw the video from Gorilla, and I saw the video, the special one that LDG did for Bird of Prey 5, also known as Joe DiBiase, who would have celebrated his 46th birthday yesterday. So continue to rest in peace, Bird, but happy birthday. That you would have had yesterday. This is my gorgeous, beautiful girl here, Miss Moon Pie. Yes. She's going to turn 8 years old next March. You know, she was born on March 21st. So she is a spring equinox baby. Yes, you are, sweetheart. And over here, you can't see her. She's out of sight of the camera, but she's cleaning herself. She's grooming herself. Is our eventual 4-year-old. That is Miss Deja Vu. And yes, she was named after the cat from the original Matrix. When they're, running up the stairs and Keanu Reeves as Neo sees this cat running across the hallway twice and calls it Deja Vu. And we recognized just before we got her that she looked like the cat. Well, now she doesn't. She's a Mancoon. We found out that she's a breed of Black Persian and a Mancoon. So she is close to 30 pounds, but she's still lots to love, and we love her. And like I said, she'll turn 4 on December 1st. And then this beautiful sweetheart right here, um, she is a cross between Black Persian and Abyssinian. And yeah, the Egyptian one. So she's very thin girl, but we still love her because she's the oldest, and we've had her for the longest, and we love Deja Vu just as much too, even though we've only had her for about 4 years now. But these two get along, and they're both fixed. Yes, they're both fixed, so no boy cats can go near them. Nope, no. But hey, um, I digress. So today is two more episodes, of course, of the most awesome, in my honest opinion, most awesome 1980s series I grew up with. I watched every single episode of all 5 seasons, including the train wreck that eventually became Robert Vaughn. Rest in peace, though he is gone. And Frankie, and we'll talk about him later. Frankie Velez, yeah, or played Frankie Velez in it. Whatever his name was. Anyway, that's season 5, and that's way ahead in the future, and we'll get to that eventually. I figured this is I figured this series alone because it is 5 seasons, and I got lots. And I try to do, like I say, 2 episodes every Thursday around this time, or around different times on Thursdays. It's gonna it's gonna take at least about 6 more months, I think, or so. But I should be able to have it done eventually. But I do know the seasons that there's only 3 seasons in The Greatest American Hero, which I did yesterday again, 2 more episodes. And when that is clear, according to your choices that we had in the past poll, we're going to go right to Get Smart. And we will start with season 1, and we'll go through that. And we'll also go through. Uh, I decided not to review the movies, just go through the series itself. But there was, after the original Get Smart, there was the new Get Smart, which unfortunately didn't do so well on Fox back then. And it had Andy Dick, and a couple other people. So Andy and those people. But it did still feature Don Adams and Barbara Feldon, um, respectively as Agent 86 and Agent 99. And then it also did bring back some of the original people here and there in cameo appearances. And of course, the late Bernie Coppell, who played Siegfried. So yeah, I mean, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. We've got one like already. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, so as I always start these 18 episodes, I have here, of course, the official monologue, which comes from the late John Ashley. He was the narrator, so rest in peace, as I always say. So, in 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the LA underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, and if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A team. Pew, 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 pew. I love doing that. Anyway, okay. So the two episodes we're reviewing today, as I said from season two, are episodes 17 and episode 18. And on episode 17, the name of that episode is Pure-Dee Poison. It's really weirdly spelled. It's P-U-E, I'm sorry, P-U-R-E dash and then a D-E-E and then poison. Um, that opened on Tuesday, January 31st, 1984. Currently, only 324 people have voted on this episode. They did give it a low grade of 6.8 out of 10. And then the other episode, which is it's called It's a Desert Out There, uh, which opened on Tuesday, February 7th, 1984. Um, 336 people have watched it and rated it, and so far it's been rated a 7 out of 10. So this is actually two of the lesser, I want to say lesser enjoyed episodes, but of course, yeah, me, I enjoyed every single episode I saw. It's just that, these weren't as outstanding as certain other ones I could mention, which I will, of course, later on. You'll also notice that it is a men's only club because, as I said, when Amy Amanda Allen, played by Melinda Kulea, had left, they had brought in occasionally, Marla Heasley, who plays the role of Tanya Baker. And when she was let go, the rest of the remaining seasons all became men only. So there was no women allowed at all to be a part of the A team. Here or there, you did have a few people that assisted them, like Hulk Hogan, from the Wrestling Federation and things like that. But, there was even periodic, once in a while, appearances from rock stars like, um, Rick James, um, Boy George from, Culture Club. Um, yeah. So I mean there was a few people like that. But otherwise, yeah, it was just like I said, it was just like a He-Man Woman Haters Club. If that's the best term I can think of. I don't know. From the old time, our game and stuff. So yeah. But you know what? Women do have a place in society, and it's important. So it's very informative to know that at the time, even though I enjoyed the series immensely, there were a few things I didn't agree with, and that was one of them. I really wanted women to be uh, independent, to be powerful. I wanted them to come in there. It's to do more in the series. Um, that's more of my mother talking through me because I'm like my mom. We're very emotional based human beings, and we love each other very much, very close. And I can totally I'm trying to still understand what Larry's going through after he lost his mom when PvP lost his all those years ago. Suzanne, who lost her parents at an early age. Uh, my brother-in-law, I won't say his name. I want to keep it private, but my brother-in-law lost both his parents. It's been tough. It really has. And to see a season, and to see a series like this just kind of yeah, it does give you perspective. It's like, maybe this was more of a lawless time in the 80s. A lot of things happened. A lot of stuff was on TV. It was just like a Wild West, chaotic. Um, but nowadays things have become woke, which is very, very scary. And I hope we can awake. I hope we can, if we can't erase wokeness completely, I hope personally for me, okay, this is just my opinion. and I don't want to, I don't want you to think I'm against, hate. I don't want to spew hate. I don't do that. What I'm saying is that um, we just need to tone it down a lot, to a point where it just pretty much shouldn't exist. But you know, whatever happens from there is, whatever happens. But anyway, let's get to the episodes. Okay. So season 2, episode 17. And in the plot, it says that in Arcadia County, a local moonshiner sells, even to teenagers, rot gut that really will rot your gut. And the Reverend Taylor wants the A team to put a stop to it. Now, this was directed by Dennis Donnelly. Of course, Frank Lupo, Stephen J. Cannell wrote. Also, they were joined by a writer named Chris Bunch. And of course, he had the usual, suspects, George Papard, Dirk Benedict, Dwight Schultz, Mr. T. You did have Marla Heasley did appear in this episode, so that's good to see. Tanya Baker, I know she didn't appear in very many that I'm aware of. So, and there are two actors I like to emphasize first, and I think I'll be doing this from now on. If I know that sometimes there's not a lot of content to go through, I do like to emphasize two people. So we'll go through the content first, but after that, um, then we'll focus on two actors in this episode. One was John Amos, who you might recognize from a lot of other TV series and so forth. He played the Reverend Taylor, and then there was Bo Hopkins, who played Charles Drew in this. And Bo Hopkins has been in a lot of different movies. So yeah, so those would be the two we'll check on. Okay, let's get to the trivia. Okay, thank you. All right. So two bits of trivia here. One is the building and parking lot in the background where Hannibal and the Reverend first meet on the pier is where Jim Rockford kept his trailer on the Rockford Files. This is the same location used in the just previous Say It with Bullets. Even the red beach house is visible. And Reverend Taylor, the great John Amos, is only 10 years older than his daughter Stephanie, uh, the gorgeous Tracy Reed, who played that in this episode. Okay. All right. In the Oofs department, there is only two. One is a factual error, so far reported. When Hannibal first meets Reverend Taylor, he noticed the wings on Taylor's lapel. Taylor says he was in the paratroops. The wings are not Army airborne wings. They look like they could be United States Marine Corps or Navy paratrooper wings, except neither of those has a star, not even after a combat jump. And in the revealing mistake, during the final shootout, one of the villains fires two shots with a pistol. After the second shot, the slide locks open, indicating it is out of ammunition. However, the villain's gun jerks a third time, as if a third shot was fired. Interesting. Okay. All right. And so let's see. Yep, there's a few quotes. That's good. So, Hannibal Smith and Face both talk. So, Hannibal says first, uh, phase one of our operation is a success. Well, phase one is always the easiest. The bad guys never know it when we're doing phase one. Phase two, that's when the soup sticks to the spoon. Wait a minute, Face. I don't know what to say. I'm scared to death of dentists. I keep thinking that they're not fixing my teeth, but that they're hiding things in there. Dog toys, vacuum cleaners, who knows? Who knows? Of course, that's Murdoch. Hannibal says, all right, the bar's closed. Hands over your heads and start repenting, or we're going to drop a little hellfire on your pitiful juice and send you all to kingdom come. That is definitely Hannibal. And then Hannibal says to Taylor and the Face Man, first Hannibal, he says, Face said he knew a Reverend Taylor in Vietnam, but we had no idea it was you. Yeah, that was me. You know, this place reminds me of that villa you acquired in Saigon. Hmm. Man, in those days, you'd do just about anything to get something you wanted, but pretending to be Vietnamese royalty. The trick was never to make eye contact. Hannibal says, I love it when a partnership comes together, don't you? And Murdoch in the dentist chair, she's going to put braces all over my teeth and then sell my lips to a balcony or sell my lips to a baloney factory. Whoa, my eyesight's going here. Charles Drew said, you trying to be funny? I'm trying to save you 10 miles of misery. And then Hannibal says, now they may have asked us to dance, but they don't know that we're going to do a flamingo on their little heads. And then the Reverend says, well, Hannibal, I really got to give you credit. I never could figure out how you were going to get it done. Well, Reverend, sometimes our work is a little like yours, just a matter of faith. And then the one quote between Tanya and Hannibal, Tanya says, I can't tell you guys how included this makes me feel. I mean, we're like family, practically. I mean, it's great, don't you think? Tanya, you may not be thanking us for long. Ooh, was that a foreshadowing of Marla being kicked out of the show? I think it was. That's a cool quote there, but maybe not as cool now. But back then, yeah. All right. According to this, we don't have any soundtracks, but we do have filming. So we'll take a look at that. All right. So the filming there at the pier, it is called Paradise Cove Pier, and it's on 28,128 Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, California. And I've been there. It does exist. Santa Clarita, California is a town they filmed in mostly. Uh, Paradise Cove, right? Which is the same thing. And they had one or 17,766 Sierra Highway in Santa Clarita is where Calhoun's Hospitality Club was filmed. The exteriors, interior, wherever you want to be. So, okay. So now let's go ahead and take a look back here at the cast and crew. And like I mentioned, two of them, John Amos and Bo Hopkins. John Amos, who played the Reverend, and Bo Hopkins was the main antagonist, who played Charles Drew. So we'll go to John here first. Okay. And I did realize this. We just recently lost John Amos this year. He did die on August 21st, 2024. He was an actor. He was a great African American actor, writer, and producer, and a native of New Jersey. And he was the son of a mechanic. Um, he relied on his imposing build, eruptive nature, and strong, forceful looks to obtain acting jobs, and a serious desire for better roles to earn a satisfying place in the annals of film and TV. He always found it a constant uphill battle to further himself in an industry that tended to diminish an actor's talents with severe and/or demeaning stereotypes and easy pigeonholing. He was often hot-headed, but he did have a somewhat tender side. So just want to read some of that. He was nominated for one Primetime Emmy. And uh, besides this episode, remember he was in Good Times. He played James Evans Sr. Excuse me, that TV series from 1974 to 76. And he was in 61 episodes of Good Times. He was in the movie Die Hard 2, which also is a uh, Christmas movie of some kind, including the original Die Hard, because it's filmed around Christmas time. Most people love to have a debate about that. We'll have to we'll have to do a future webcam or a live stream to discuss about uh, the debate that keeps surrounding Die Hard movies, especially the first two. Are they Christmas films or are they actually just action films? Coming to America. Remember, he played Cleo McDowell in that in 1988. The Die Hard 2, of course, 1990. He played Grant. He was a military guy that was in league in cohorts with the bad guys. And then he was in a movie in 1989 called Lockup, where he played Meisner. So yeah. And then the last thing, I always like to mention this, but the last thing he did work on before he died was The Last Rifleman, where he played a role called Lincoln Jefferson Adams. That was his full name. That was in 2023. but he does have 3 posthumous movies coming up. Um, in production is a TV series called Suits LA, where he's featured himself. Um, he's in a movie in pre production right now called Capture the Flag, and he's also in another pre production film, Devotion. So he's actually got 2 more films that are in pre production that will be granted to him posthumously. Posthumously, yes, right. And then, of course, the TV series. So, yeah, that's John Amos, everyone. Okay. Now we'll go to our next star in the episode, and that was Bo Hopkins. So let's take a look at Bo. Okay, Bo Hopkins was born in 1938. Um, we did lose him in 2022, so about 2 years ago. He was originally born William Malden, yeah, Mauldin, yeah, William Malden Hopkins in Greenville, South Carolina. He was raised by his mother and grandmother after his father died when Bo was only 9 years old. He joined the U.S. Army at the age of 16. After serving his hitch, he decided on acting as a career. He gained experience, in summer stock productions, some guest spots, and several TV episodes. Uh, he was the ill-fated Crazy Lee in the Sam Peckinpah landmark western, The Wild Bunch, in 1969. He did pass away May 28th, 2022, at the age of 84. And he did win one award. In 1995, he won the Golden Boot Award. Golden Boot. Okay, cool. All right. And let's see. Okay, so besides the Wild Bunch in 69, he was in The Getaway as Frank Jackson in 1972. He was in the original American Graffiti, which was, of course, directed by George Lucas, and featured Ron Howard and Richard Dreyfuss, and of course, a young Harrison Ford, and a wonderful, cute Suzanne Summers. And that was in 1973. And we do have the film and the sequel film, too. And then we also remember that he was in the Midnight Express movie. He played Tex in 1978. Um, the last thing he worked in, he played a character named Papa, spelled Papaw, and it was a movie in 2020 called Hillbilly Elegy. Oh, okay. So that was his last acting role. That's so cool. And let's see. Let's go back here. I did forget to one. I forgot to mention one last thing. So sorry. Yeah, John Amos. He also passed away at the age of 84. That's at August 21st, 2024 is when he passed. So, okay. All right. So that takes care of the first episode covering tonight. And Aravic Sonder, hi. Hi, Aravic. Jolan True. Good to see you this morning. Hope I didn't leave you waiting in the chat by yourself there for too long. He says, hey, Mikey, sounds interesting. Very much so. Very much so. We got 4 likes. Yay. So thank you for at least stopping by and hitting the like button. Again, if you do like this video this morning, even at this time of the morning, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We do have 217 subscribers. um, I don't really care that much about monetization because we're not even close there, so it's totally fine. We're only 33 away from 250. That's our next planned stream where we'll celebrate 250 people. I'd like to celebrate our family community members every 50. So starting from 200 on. So when we get to 250, we can have a live stream. Select panel, of course. All of our subscribers can attend, and and we can talk about just anything really. Yeah, but we're 33 away. So if you know friends that haven't come here to subscribe yet, tell them, let them know, share it, with your friends, family, acquaintances. Just say, hey, even people you might know in other chats, say, Mikey Sue's Four channel's pretty decent. Check it out. See what you think. If you like it, you know, subscribe. It takes only a minute or less than a minute. It takes It takes less than 3 seconds, actually. I wanna be fair. So, let's just say less than anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds. All it takes is to click one time and you subscribe and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything else. And like I said, if you like, just hit one time the like, and it helps. It does. People say it helps the algorithm. Well, it's true. But I mean, you know what? I do this because I we do this. This is our channel. Me and my beautiful wife Suzanne. Um, we do this because we enjoy doing it, and we love to get information out there to you folks. And we love to have a good time. I mean, we love to laugh. We love to do a lot of things. Um, and because lately it's been really hard. I mean, we've lost lots of people. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much of that, but the last 2 years we've lost people dear to us. I mean, family members we lost. Some of our best YouTube creators. I would say at least 7 or at least 10 of them in the last 2 years. Um, Most of them were my mentors that helped me get started and to start this channel together with my beautiful wife, Suzanne. So, I mean, yeah, it's been a long road getting from there to here. I know. I love Star Trek Enterprise. Um, Got to tell you though, real quick. I saw that song is written by Diane Warren, I believe, and I saw Rod Stewart do that song in concert. Now, I can never remember. I can never recall the guy's name. I know his first name was like Russell or something, and he did a remake of that song. And I'm not saying it wasn't great. It was all right. It was good. But I would say if you want to hear the best version of the song, go to the source. Go to Rod Stewart. Yeah. He does the best version of that song by far. And it is available on YouTube. He even has a video. Yeah. Faith of the Heart. Yep. That's it. Okay. So let's go to the next episode here. And of course, this one is let's see here. Moving on to the next episode. There we go. And this is called It's a Desert Out There. And the plot is a small desert town's casino makes extra money by robbing its patrons on a lonely country road. The team intervenes and learns that the robbers have an even bigger goal, and to stop them, they'll have to infiltrate a prison. Wow. Okay, now this was directed by Arnold Lavin. Now, if that name seems familiar to you all from past reviews I've done of series, Arnold Lavin, one of his first things he got to get a crack at and scratch on was the Secrets of ISIS. He got to work on a few episodes of Secrets of ISIS, Arnold Lavin, and he's a big he's a big director in the industry. Um, Let me see if he's still alive. I'll take a look at him for a minute. Let's see here. No, okay. Uh, he was born February 23rd, 1922. He did pass away September 13th, 2009. That's a shame. He was 87 years old, but he was both producer, director, and he worked on script and continuity department. And now, continuity was what it was until it became negative cutter in both movies and TV, and then eventually it became colorist when everything went digital. So and AI. So you would say that he was the father not only of being a script supervisor, but he also worked on continuity over his period of time, and he was also probably helped out as a negative cutter on films and TV shows. So yeah, he was huge. All right, so let's go back here. Okay, the writers, of course, were Lupo and Cannell, and they had an extra writer help him. His name was Bruce Cervi, Cervi. Okay, and let's see, usual cast. Okay, um, one guy that's been in a lot of different I'm only gonna emphasize this one gentleman. Um, His name was Anthony James. He played Flag in this. It was like a henchman. He has been in a lot of he was in a lot of different movies and TV shows. And I recognized his face. So I'm just going to take a look at Anthony here for a minute. Okay. All right, Anthony James, he was an actor. He worked on soundtracks. Yes, he did pass away in 2020. He was born in 1942, July 22nd. He died May 26, 2020. He was the age of 77. So that's a shame. Um, he was unusually tall. He was 6 feet 6.5 inches tall and lanky. He had a rough, pockmarked face, a lean, stringy build, and extremely intense screen presence. He was often cast in westerns as scary, sleazy villains. Um, he was memorable as the racist diner counterman in The Outstanding in the Heat of the Night in 1967. Um, he played a hitchhiker in the cult classic Vanishing Point in 1971, a priest in the Culpeper Cattle Company in 1972. Um, but besides playing the role of Ralph in The Heat of the Night in 1967, he's known for three other ones where he definitely stood out. One of them was 1973. He played Cole Carlin in the movie High Plains Drifter. Um, In 1992, he was in Clint Eastwood's Oscar winning movie Unforgiven. He played Skinny Dubois. That was his name there. And in 1991, before that, he was in The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear, where he played Hector Savage, a funny guy who sang a song to, what's her name? Uh, Presley, right, Priscilla Presley while she was in the shower. It's hilarious. Um, let's see. Yeah. The last movie he worked on, it was called a TV movie called TV. This was just after Unforgiven. He played a poker player in it, and that was in 1992. So that was his last role in, according to this, that he worked on in IMDb. So yeah, to say age of 77. Such a shame for him. But he was a very good actor. Okay. Alrighty, so let's go to the trivia first. All right. Tony Burton, who played Burke, played Apollo Creed's then Rocky Balboa's trainer Duke in the Rocky film franchise. Mr. T was Rocky's antagonist, Clubber Lang, in Rocky III, 1982. Yes, we all knew that. Interestingly, there are no elaborate locations or disguises used by the team when contacting the clients. They just show up at the couple's house, although Hannibal does mention his Mr. Lee persona. The location used for the casino was also used in the previous episode, Pure-Dee Poison, as Calhoun's hospitality club. Before the final climax scene, Hannibal instructs Tanya to drive the van in fast when all is done, but she pulls in slowly. Oh, jeez. Alrighty. In the goofs department, we do have a couple of continuity mistakes and then one revealing mistake. So in the revealing mistake, the bus sign reads U.S. Marshal, while their uniform shoulder patch has County Marshal. All right, in continuity, the bus Hannibal and Face use to transport Al Driscoll from the prison is different from the one used in the shootout with the Scorpions. The team's extras, armor plate, excuse me, armor plate hanging from the ceiling inside, and the rotating cupola on the roof are only visible when Hannibal and Face meet up with Murdoch and BA. When Tanya opens the storage area of the bus to conceal herself inside it isn't locked, so she just lifts up the door and gets inside. But when the prison officer makes Hannibal open the storage area, he has to unlock the door by turning two knobs because it's locked. Tanya couldn't have locked the door from the inside. BA's van is sometimes seen with license number 1AWI 247, then with S967238, and also with 2E14853. Okay, that's a lot of changes. Okay, and let's see. Yep, we have a couple quotes. That's awesome. So the first quote would be between Faceman and Murdoch, and he says, "Think I'll get home in time to make dinner for Charlene? If you have a microwave." And then Al Driscoll, bike gang leader, the team starts pulling down metal shields over the bus windows. "What's going on? What are you doing at the bus?" Faceman says, "This is an anti-scorpion bike kit." And then Lila Palmer, the pit boss, says, "Sundog, this is Fortune. Do you read me? Over." And Murdoch says, "We have located the planet where this garbageous material is emanating, Colonel." And then Faceman says, "I think I ought to give Tanya a ring." Murdoch gasps and pulls his ring finger. "No, no, Murdoch, on the telephone. I want to check in on the old journalistic databank." Tanya's on the phone. She says, "Listen, Face, you guys should pick me up at the nearest airport so I can get a great story on this guy, or even an interview on this Driscoll guy." The answer is no, as in foolish, impossible, and say hi to Ted. "The man said hit the deck, Jack. Hit it." Of course, that was BA. Not my best impression. Lila says, "Why should I trust you?" "Because you can't trust those guys driving around with motorized garbage cans." That was Murdoch. Murdoch also says, Colonel, either we got some baggage that's flicked or ticked off, or," opens the luggage compartment and reveals Tanya. Lila says, "What are you going to do?" "Lady, if I explained it to you, you wouldn't understand it." And then Tanya says, "You mean I'm on the mission?" "Yes. It's like the All-Star game. Everyone gets to play." And of course, that was Hannibal. Alrighty. And we'll do one last check on filming and production, and then we are done. Okay, so like I said, at 17,766 Sierra Highway in Santa Clarita, California, is the Elks Lodge, which they went ahead and used as the casino. So, alrighty then. Let's see now. Okay, so as we told you last night, for the Greatest American Hero, we'll go right on to episodes 19 and 20 next week. Same bat time, same Mikey channel, MikeySuzeFour. And of course, we'll also go to episodes 19 and 20 of the A Team as well. So for next week, we'll just say the two quick names of the episodes here. And the ones we'll be covering. Okay, one is called Chopping Spree. Yeah, I did say chopping, CHOP, not SHOP. Chopping Spree, yes. That's where the team goes after the crooked car dealer who stole BA's van. That should be interesting. And then the other one is called Harder Than It Looks, and that's a hostage with Cupid's version of Stockholm Syndrome. Wow, interesting. Okay, so that is for next week. Hopefully, everybody can be here again to watch for next week. And Aravic says, "Well, my favorite version is still whoever's saying it on Enterprise." Well, then that's great, Arabic. And you mean canon, right? Yes, it's a canon show, not like what our friend Steve says. But yes, just kidding. I know what you mean, Arabic. Yeah. And we got 5 likes. Thank you. Thank you so much. And still have Arabic watching us this in the chat this morning. So Arabic, I appreciate your enthusiasm and being here and being a part of this. So Arabic Sandra, thank you very, very much for being a wonderful supporter of our channel uh, and supporter of me when I was there at Jep Nerdy and at Question the Track. Thank you so much for all your wonderful friendship. We really do appreciate it. Okay, so um, now one quick thing I want to say before I get to the prayer. For sure. Oh, thank you, Arabic. Okay, one thing I do want to say before I get to the prayer this morning. Um, again, I want to sincerely thank Gorilla's Random Thoughts for allowing me to be a part of his uh, past panels, being a part of the wonderful Walton stream. Um, but we do have a lot of personal matters to take care of in the next few months. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say I can no longer attend those Fridays um, live streams with you, Gorilla. Um, you might know some of the reasons why, but there's other things that Suzanne and I need to take care of. We do. We need to have at least one day a week to relax. I know I do because when I do when I do these four things in a row, it's starting to get to me. And by the time I get to the end of the week, for me, it's the end of the week is Thursday. So when I get to that, um, it does get a little bit tougher. Now next year, I hope to cover. Um, I do hope to add my own special webcams on Fridays, but I might decide to make them into uh, excuse me, I hope to make them into a live stream just for Friday. What that will be is covering fan films, because according to the polls that I've been reading, which I'll give you all the final results on December 1st, which is, by the way, as I said, Deja Vu, our beautiful younger cat's birthday. She'll turn 4. Um, but on that webcam, I will let all of you know where what the final results of the polls are. And the way it's looking right now, it looks like you want me and Suzanne to do a special stream, if possible, every Friday. I think it's going to be more like every other Friday. But what we'll try to do is have Jim's Landscape and Larry, along with myself, and hopefully PvP too, and and hopefully Gorilla if he wants to join any of our special people, Anchorman, and so on. Um, we're going to be doing just specifically Star Trek fan film reviews. And the first bunch of reviews I promised I would do would be for Jim's Landscape, LC number one Commodore Productions. And he has great fan films there related to Star Trek. So I hope that all of you next year will get a chance to come by our channel on Friday nights. The time is still to be determined, so we don't know yet. We'll figure that out by the next time we do it. And there's a lot of other things that myself and PvP and Larry, my friend from Years of Adventures, by the way, please make sure you subscribe to his channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Jim's channel. Make sure you check out PvP's channel as well. He has some great playlists of music there, both Canadian and American. Make sure you check it out. And of course, don't forget, always like our channel here if you want. It's totally awesome if you do, because um, we do the best we can to help you guys out. And we're retired. We're going to be here available as much as possible. Until God says ding ding ding, it's time for you guys to go home. So hopefully we'll be here for a good long time. And we do appreciate all the support that you folks give us. We do. Everything. So that's what's coming up. Um, oh yeah, and then I just want to say one more time, we do have one special live stream this month. It will be on what I believe is officially American Thanksgiving, which falls on November 28th. That is a Thursday night. So after I do the normal A team, I'll plan it, I'll set it up, and then whatever time we decide to start it, usually right around 10 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be a late one, because that's to help out with Raquel and SSG 2211 and Moira Kitty, because they're going to be my co-hosts for that night. We're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. We're going to have some fun. So, like I said, that comes up on Thursday, November 28th this month. That is the one live stream we're doing. And then uh, next month, as I said, Suzanne and I are taking some personal time. We're going to take most of the month off. So there will be no weekly webcam series during just that month. But we do have planned two special streams. We'll do Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. And I believe that Raquel wants to do, and Moira wants to do a special Christmas Day. So we may go ahead and do a Christmas Day stream as well. Again, times are to be determined at that time, but we'll know by then. So if I have to, I'll do a special quick webcam, let you folks know when when those times are planned out. But those events are planned for future for next month. So. All right, so let's go to our prayer here. So, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you for every day that you grant us on earth to uh, continue to help one another, to be close to each other in this wonderful, growing family community that we have here on YouTube and StreamYard and Restream and the others. Um, please watch out, Lord, for some people special to our family that need help at this time to get through the mourning and remorse of Larry's family from Years of Adventures, his wife, his son, his sister. Please watch over them, Lord, as they continue to recover from their devastating loss of not only grandma, but the mother to Blessed Larry. Also, please watch over our friends in Michigan. You know who they are. Our friends down in Louisiana. You know who they are. And please watch over everybody else that we know. Um, and yes, even bless our enemies who do not like us, do not care, but we turn the other cheek and we say, God bless the enemies that are out there. So, for all this, Lord, including your beloved Son, Jesus Christ, the wonderful Holy Spirit that guides us every day, and of course, the Blessed Virgin Mary, along with Saint Suzanne, and my patron saint, Saint Michael the Archangel, who defends us, defends heaven, and sends out the evil to the evil one and leaves them in hell. For all this, we pray for this, Lord. Thank you and thank you. Amen and amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Alrighty. So, again, on behalf of Aravic Sonder, our wonderful uh, monitor and managing moderator, Sir Lemon Pie. Thank you, Lemon. Amen. Thank you, sir. Um, on behalf of everybody that's been in the chat and everybody that gave us 6 likes, thank you again. Um, Suzanne and I really appreciate all of you. We always keep you in our prayers every single day, every single day. And we hope that all of you continue to lead good lives. We hope that you're safe, you stay safe. Um, no worries, no angst, no terrible diseases, or just we just want to make sure that everybody can get through life well. Uh, and well, that's really all I have left to say. I'm losing my voice here. So, on behalf of everyone tonight, thank you again. And of course, in the immortal words of that awesome guy I knew all those years ago, Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert at the movies. The aisle's now closed. And again, thank you everyone for being here. And as I was soul mod at sci-fi was over there. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty scary moments over there, Lemon. But I'm glad you made it through. Anyway, take care, everyone. And of course, as I remember what I said, peace from MikeySuzeFour. God bless America and God bless Canada. And good night to everyone. Thank you, Lemon. And thank you, Aravic.